This is the Argus 4 Pro CCTV camera by Reolink. It's got 4K footage, 180 degree blind spot free view, comes with a solar panel, so it's battery operated, which is really handy for us. We're going to set it up, we're going to mount it to the side of the barn, going to see what kind of footage it's got, going to put it through some tests later on and see what it's like to live with. So what does it come with? It comes with a camera, comes with this ball screw mount on the back that you can kind of tighten up or loosen as you like. Comes with a solar panel, 2 straps if you wish to mount it around poles or I suppose posts, a couple of clips and a USB cable to adjust it. The solar panel's already got the USB-C cable on it already, and then the solar panel's got the mounting on there as well. So the different mounting options are you can unscrew the back, well you have to unscrew the back for any of the mounting options, but then you've got 2, you can either put screws through these 2 sections here, or you can mount the attached bracket like that, and I suppose that there is so that you can also mount it on a screw if you wish to just slot it on like that. I don't think that would be very secure, so it's probably best to use the actual screw holes or use the strap here. The only reason I say it wouldn't be that secure if you've got a screw is because it's just going to kind of hang on there. I think that would be okay for temporary, but I would probably use the strap or the screws if you were going to mount it long term. And then you just put, obviously you'd need the 2 screws in here to fix this, but I'm not going to use this. I'm going to use proper screws, and then you just thread that through there like that. And then the solar panel's the same. You've got this adjustable mount on the back, which I'll just take off for now. And then you've got this kind of sponge which softens and also smooths out if the surface is a bit rough for you mounting it onto a surface, and you just screw the screws in there, or there's a very similar bracket that comes on the back of that, and then you can put the strap through here as well. First you need to download the Reolink app, so you just go to the App Store or the Google Play Store and just type in Reolink, and then you see there's a Reolink app. Just there, download it, manages all your cameras, allows remote access and all that kind of stuff. To connect it to your camera, you can either scan the code on the back, which I found was the easiest, or you can connect it via Bluetooth, turn the power on. You've got to hold it for 3 seconds to, oh no, you press it 3 times to reset it, and then it just straight connects. Got to add it to your Wi-Fi. Obviously if you've got 5 gigahertz, it's going to be faster than if you've got 2.4 gigahertz, so that's important. And then from there you can just kind of see it. You click on the screen, you can set your time lapses up, you can record, you can send audio as well as listen to the audio. Let's get a preview of what's going on. So I've actually moved it from that post over there to this post here, because when I looked at it on the app, the aperture was so wide that it was capturing sort of the driveway and then half of the field, and I really didn't need it to be covering that large an area. I was doing it because I imagined a normal CCTV camera that I've used in the past, and they have quite a narrow field of view, so you have to mount them a long way up in the sky so that they cover a large enough area. But I've moved it here and I've moved it down, which is a lot easier to install, and it just covers the whole driveway a bit closer. So that's really good. And I've moved the solar panel as well. Then we'll go over to the PC now and go through some of the specifications whilst we leave it up here to do its thing. Okay, so let's go over the features. We've already mentioned that it's 4K, 180 degrees, but it's with 2 lenses, which is handy because if you're stretching one lens, you won't get such a wide aperture as this, so it's stitched together with software, and you can't see any of the stitching, which is really good. The lenses are f1.0, which is really good because that is going to be very powerful in low light, which it states later on has Color X technology, which is full color night vision. So it doesn't need any infrared light, which also saves on battery life. It says 30% better battery life compared to other 4K cameras measured overnight. So that's quite impressive. The sensor is 0.55 inch, so just over half an inch. And it's the battery size, I should probably mention, is 5,000 milliamp hours. And the claim on the charging is actually quite impressive. It says that 10 minutes of solar charging will charge the battery to full. Now I'm assuming that's the solar panels in the perfect position, and it's really strong sunlight, but you don't need much charging to get the battery all the way up. So that's quite good. It's got object detection, which can automatically detect whether you've got a vehicle, a person or an animal, which is how it triggers the motion detection. And it also has adjustable motion detection, so you can set whether you want it to be super sensitive, or if it's, you know, starts picking up rabbits or birds or something, you can dial that back a bit if you just want to capture vehicles driving into your drive or something. It's IP66 weatherproof, and the thing that I thought was quite good about this is that the USB port, when you plug that in, has got these little rubber rings, because I wondered about plugging the solar panel in and thinking, well, surely where the USB plugs in to charge the battery is going to be a bit of a water problem, but it's got this gasket around it which kind of pops in, so that's quite handy. It's got dual band Wi-Fi 6 and it's got Bluetooth, which means that you're able to set up with your phone without having to plug into the camera. And the thing with the Wi-Fi 6 is that they say you can stream the full 4K across your phone without it being all pixelated and rubbish. And then the things that I quite like is that the storage, it comes with an SD card. So it stores the SD card. You can buy the Reolink Home Hub, which is, you know, another one of Reolink's products that I haven't had a look at, which stores your data on there, you know, stores the footage. Or you can, it says it supports FTP upload, which I had to Google, but that means that you can upload things on the, sort of via the internet to other devices. And by using that, it means you can upload the footage to your own NAS, which is a storage device. So if you want to store this on a kind of your home server or something, you're able to do that via the FTP upload that it supports. I mean, that's about it. It's a cool little camera. I'm currently running this time-lapse. It has a time-lapse function, which is quite interesting. So I've been running that for 2 days now. I've got all more data to go. So we're going to see what it looks like running a time-lapse of the hillside, because it just adds another bit of interest to a CCTV camera. You know, I mean, sometimes a CCTV, it just sits there, doesn't it, recording, and until you've got a burglary or something like that to demonstrate. It's one of those products where when you don't need it, you're like, why have I got one? And then suddenly when you have a problem and you really do want one, you're like, oh man, if only I had a camera. So when it's not doing its job, it's nice to have time lapse so you've got some other use for it. So our time with the Argus 4 Pro is coming to a close, and we've had it for perhaps a month. We've been playing with it for about that long. The first camera we had had some problems on it, so we had to get another one shipped out to us, which is why this is a little bit late coming out. It was supposed to come out on the release date, which it didn't. We're now a week or two past that, which is handy because they wouldn't give me the price in advance of the release date, and I suspected that was because this was going to be really expensive. It may have actually been because they were still deciding on the price of the device, because when the price was released, it was actually a bit cheaper than I expected. It was £220 or 219, and they've got a sale on at the minute for £167, so it's actually quite a bit cheaper than I was expecting. And it looks expensive. That's why I was expecting like a really, really expensive price, because it, you know, it's got lots of fancy features that they state on it, and it looks very well put together. So I was expecting a premium price, and that's not too bad. You can mount it anywhere because of the solar panel. You have to be within your Wi-Fi range though, so there is that limitation if you want it to be connected to your Wi-Fi, which is what you use the remote monitoring for. You can store your footage locally, as I've mentioned already, so there's that's good as well. I don't think this is quite the right product for me. I think I'm going along the path of open software that you can. I kind of want everything to be as cheap as you possibly can, and as internally, you know, you manage everything yourself as you possibly can. But if you're not like that, because that requires an awful lot of tinkering, and you just want this to connect to an app on a smartphone, you want to put it up somewhere and you want to be able to kind of do everything on your smartphone, hands off as much as you can, this could well be the camera for you. It's a CCTV camera at the end of the day, so you want it to sit there, you want it to monitor everything. It's got a wide angle, so it's going to capture as much of the scene as it possibly can, probably more so than most other cameras. And then if you do ever anything bad happen that you need to check on, you're capturing more of it, aren't you? So it's a CCTV camera. It does what a CCTV camera is supposed to do. I mean, there we go. I'll show you some of the footage that we've captured. Me walking up to the car, it records that. It does time-lapse functions, which I've filmed as well, so I'll put that at the end for you to see. It's not a camera, so it's a CCTV camera that does time-lapse, so it's interesting though, it's another feature. So yeah, I mean, I don't think I would be the right customer for this, but you may well be. I've explained the right kind of person for this, and there we go. So that's the Argos 4 Pro. I'm trying to find the right kind of product videos to deliver to you guys, because it's I've been contacted by quite a few companies now about product reviews, and I'm taking on some and not others, but it's hard to try and find the right kind of products that perhaps you might find interesting or useful. This camera isn't really for me, but I took the project on because the videos are for you, and perhaps you might want this kind of system. So I thought I'd just do this video because maybe it's of use to some of you. If you're looking for a CCTV camera, then this could be a consideration. So we're finding our feet. We've got some other product videos that we're going to be looking at. We're still doing all the rest of our content, so we're still doing all the exciting projects. I just thought I'd add these in because maybe you're interested, and if this is of use to you, then great. If it's not, then presumably you won't watch it. So there will be a few more, but we're about done with cameras now. So we've got an interesting water pump filter system thing that's coming to us to review. So that one's going to be kind of cool. The next video though, I think could be the midges video, could be the office video, could be our DIY camera. Who knows? Could be anything. But if you'd like to come join us, it'd be nice to have you here, and we'll see you then.